Okay everybody, how's it going? So today what I got going on is I have a shift cable for my truck, and this is an 05 Ram 2500. This will be for 03 to 09 Rams. I'm not exactly sure if the 1500 or the 3500 is the same, but in my case the 2500, here is the part number for that, and in case you're wondering, you need that. So I'm going to get right into it and show you guys the first steps. Alright, so the first thing you're going to need to do is pop this cover off. And as you can see, there's a Phillips head here and a Phillips head over here. Okay, and then once that is out, as you can see, here's our shift cable. And it attaches right up here, if you can see, to right here, to the shifter. So what we've got to do is squeeze these two brackets and pop this out. We also have to undo this sensor here. And then after that, I will show you how we have to run it out down through here. We have to take it out down through there, and then it connects down to the transmission. Okay, so as you can see, I have the cable popped off of here. It just attaches like this. I just used the flathead to pop it off. I got it taken out of here with those tabs like I showed you guys, and obviously I have this plug unplugged. So what I'm going to do now is go down to the transmission, unhook it so there's some slack, and then we're going to have to pull it out through here. So I'm going to get down there and show you guys that. All right, now if you come down under your truck, here's your transmission pan here, and your front drive shaft is here. So you can see this is the shift cable, and it's just held on right here the same way it is up top. You're just going to want to pop that off with the flathead, and then it'll come out of this bracket here. It'll just pop out. All right, now as you can see, we have the cable off. Came off pretty easy. And it follows up this way, so I'll show you guys where it goes into the firewall. All right, and then if you come over here by your driver's side battery and look right down in here, that's where it goes through the firewall. See that little rubber piece? So I'm going to send the top piece that connected by the steering wheel down through the hole. All right, so the old shift cable is out, as you see here. And so I ended up pulling the old shift cable up and out through this hole because the top end that attached up here has that sensor on it, this sensor. So it would not fit through that hole. So you're gonna have to pull it up from the bottom, which isn't bad. Just out here where it attaches on the firewall, you can see there's a couple lines. It's kind of tricky to poke it through them, but if you're just, patient and careful, you can get it through there, no problem. I did it by myself, so it's doable. All right, now that I got the new shift cable ready to go, I'm gonna take this end that goes to the transmission, and I'm gonna poke it through the hole, run it down, and I'll show you guys how you attach it to the transmission. All right, as you can see, I have it down here ready to go, but one thing I wanna show is when you come out of the firewall, if you're looking at it from the engine bay, you wanna curve it directly left, pop these fuel lines here, and then that will line us up to go right through this bracket. So I'm going to put it through the bracket, and then obviously it'll just attach to this nub right here. All right, I got it attached down here. I'm not quite sure. It won't clip all the way into this bracket, but once I make the adjustments up top, I think it should click in there and sit fine. All right, what you're going to want to do is this tab is open, and this slides like this. And there's an open piece. There's a spot where there'll be an opening. As you can see, it's right there. If I slide here, it's solid plastic. If you slide here, there's an opening. So you're gonna wanna have it right over that opening and then lock your tab down. All right, now once you have this run into your cab, as you see here through the firewall, you're gonna wanna position it like this. You're gonna have this locking tab out. You're gonna leave this in for now. Have this locking tab out. And then there's a tab here that you're gonna want to have out, and you're gonna position it like this, and then you're gonna pull up, put it in. You don't want to do it any other way because you could break these tabs. There's a tab here and a tab right on the other side here. You're gonna pull this up so that these locking tabs lock. Also, a quick note, when you do this, you want to have it spun around so this sensor is facing out, so that obviously you will be able to plug it back in like that. So this part swivels, the top part of this swivels. So you have to have this a certain way, obviously, for these tabs. And this, you swivel around where you need it so that this is facing out. All right, so after a lot of messing around and quite a few hours. I finally figured out exactly what needs to happen here. So what you need to do is you need to slide this into place like so, and you need to get that in here. You'll see an open hole instead of just solid plastic. You need to adjust that along with this spring so that this will comfortably slide onto here. And once you have that, it's not going to be right, but once this is locked into place, this sensor, what you're going to have to do is adjust this spring until it's right, until all your indicators on your dash work and it doesn't feel too tight or loose. You know, you'll have to, one thing I figured out is I can't just take it out of park without the brake once it's right. Once it's right, because of the sensors and such, you have to have your foot on the brake for it to come out of park, and that's definitely how you know that it is correct. And down bottom here, as you can see, it'll lock into this bracket when you have it adjusted properly up top. All right, now that you've checked everything is good, you're gonna pop this interior piece back in. So as you can see, we got that plate, or the plastic cover I should say, installed. And I just want to show you guys here. So I got the key, the accessory position, and bam, 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 bam. So as you can see, all of our indicators are working. Before, what was going on was it seemed a little loose, the cable, and it would not show up with the park indicator, so it would say it was in reverse. And I had to shut the truck off before I stepped out of it, otherwise the alarm would go off. So it was a real pain. So that's going to wrap up this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it was helpful if you were struggling or you weren't sure how to do the project. And it was just as much of a learning curve for me as it's going to be for you, or as it was for you if you already have it in, because I had never done it. And that's part of the reason I like making these videos, because it shows that anyone with a basic set of tools and a little bit of knowledge, believe me, I'm far from a mechanic, but anyone with a little, basic set of tools, a little bit of knowledge, can complete jobs like this. And if you like to save money, which I do, you can do a lot of things yourself. Might take a little more time than it would take someone if you sent it somewhere, but if you save the money and you got the time to do it, and it's not a bad thing to do. So anyways, let me know if you liked the video and follow for more. Upcoming, I have a steering box and shaft video for this truck, and lots more coming up in the coming months, weeks, and whenever. It's gonna keep going steady here.